This is Chris Gobber, and I'm going to be doing a vlog about electronic music and a few things really, like where can it go from where it is now, like how will it ever get more popular, what new innovations like I think might come around in the future. Also be interested in hearing people's thoughts if they've got any on that subjects, like on any subjects to talk about in this video really. So some basic intuitions really, obvious stuff. I think there'll be a lot more electronic music, obviously, because software is so much more readily available now. Even hardware, I suppose, more available to your average person. That's pretty obvious, really. So I'll talk a little bit about some electronic musicians I think are on the forefront of creating generally new music and generally original material. First, like Amon Tobin, listening to at the minute. It's really quality experimental drum and bass. A lot of things thrown in the pot, you know, for his music. Richard D. James, obviously, aka FX Twin, AFX, Polygon Window, and a bunch of other names. Autechre. It's quite experimental electronica from England. On Warp Records. Square Pusher. Experimental, like a lot of drum and bass, but it's a lot of electronic, just general electronic music as well. Like, real jazz influence there. He just plays the bass and stuff. And Venetian Snares is like experimental breakcore music, very hard beats and stuff, but it's very quality stuff. I haven't got much of his stuff, I need to buy more. And there's a few more others like Mr. Scruff, Musig, Boards of Canada, Jaeger. Really like what I've heard of. He's on Planet Mu. I really like some of his music. Just heard a bit of it on MySpace, like his track Geometry is amazing. Luke Verbit, of course, aka Wagon Christ. And there's a load of others, but I probably can't be boring if I just go through them. Obviously, like my who I think is innovative is quite biased, because it's most of them conform to what people now see as the IDM, intelligent dance music genre, which is one of my favourite genres of music. I've never really bought the whole IDM tag. Like, it's kind of one of those words that you know what it means, but it's kind of broad and meaningless, if you know. I don't know. I'm not really explaining myself very well there. Because I mean, if you call something IDM, that could mean a whole bunch of things. I mean, you can understand the basic sound of it, but I mean, you could use it to describe a drill and bass track to an ambient track. I mean, completely different spectrums, but yeah. Anyway, that's just a little stupid rant. Why do I think electronic music could grow in the future? Downloads present some opportunity for the spreading of electronic music, and obviously other music genres as well. An exponential rate. Like, say there's some genius out there who's creating amazing electronic music. It's now like possible to find out a lot faster about that person, or his or her existence, via the internet, like social networking sites, file sharing programs, community forums, etc. There's of course the issues of downloads preventing artists from making as much money as they may once have done. But I mean, if you're a successful artist, you can pretty much probably live off gigs alone. And I mean, there's always going to be people buying the physical releases. I mean, I know I do. I download things, usually legally, unless it's like a live performance or whatever, because I like having a physical collection, and that's just me. But I like having a physical collection of all the artwork and stuff. But you know, you can probably make enough if you're popular enough artist, then you can probably make enough just from gigs. But of course, electronic music is quite an underground genre, I suppose. So that's a complex issue. I won't go any more into that. This is another intuitive, like pretty obvious thing. I think the melding of genres is going to continue as well. So you have more experimental music being made that crosses genres and sounds. That's pretty obvious stuff, really. So generally, I think the internet and music sharing is going to have, on the whole, a positive effect for electronic music. Like more sharing of ideas. You know, all artists rip each other off. So that's nothing new. But it's just been more on a more bigger scale. There's more choice of what you want to consume as well. Like there's more choice out there, so I'm supposed to be more. More choice. So conclusions then. Conclusion. I hope that in the future electronic music is going to continue to grow and develop. Obviously, because it's pretty much the genre of music that I've grown to love over the years, along with, you know, decent independent rock and a bit of metal as well, which is quite good, like really good. Some metal. Some of it is not my kind of thing at all, but a lot of it's really amazing if you can find the right kind of stuff. Anyway, ever since I first heard Kraftwerk, I've always thought like electronic music's the music of the future, and I still do pretty much. I mean, there's an almost infinite array of options available to you when you make electronic music, and things I suppose can only get better as the technology becomes more advanced and the software and hardware used to produce electronic music gets more and more advanced. My only hope is, my only worry as well, honestly, should be my only worry is that if electronic music became more popular, that it would become a more watered down version of itself, and that's the worry, I suppose. If electronic music ever did become more popular, I suppose that's it's inevitable. It happens to most genres that become more popular, like say punk. I mean, you have your Sex Pistols and stuff. You know, the Ramones and people like that. They started it off, and then now what do you get? You get like pop punk, which is just like basically watered down. Well, is it even punk? I don't know. It's more punk. It's completely. It's not even punk. That's just my little rant anyway. End it here. Peace out, man and woman. Goodbye.